Their hands brushed over the hood of the car, sending a jolt through Harper that had nothing to do with electricity. Emma's fingers tightened around hers, and Harper couldn't help but lean into the touch, a small smile gracing her lips. She knew Emma well, knew how easily the girl could disappear into her own thoughts, how she could spend hours tinkering with a bike without saying a word. But lately, Harper had noticed a change in Emma, a subtle shift that made her heart skip a beat every time. It started with lingering glances, the way Emma would rest her hand on Harper's arm just a little longer than necessary. Then there were the late-night texts, the ones that ended with an emoji Harper was pretty sure was a heart, even though it looked suspiciously like a smiley face. Their easy banter had taken on a new tone, laced with double entendres and innuendos that made Harper's cheeks burn in her pulse race. And then there was that night at the biker bar, when Harper had felt Emma's gaze on her, hot and intense. The girl had leaned in, her eyes searching Harper's, and for a moment, Harper had seen something raw and vulnerable in that sea of leather and tattoos. Before she knew it, the dam had broken, unleashing a torrent of emotions that had been simmering beneath the surface for years. Now, as they stood there bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, Harper knew she couldn't deny it any longer. There was something undeniably powerful, undeniably exciting happening between them. It was like a live wire had been plugged into her soul, making every beat of her heart a drum solo and every touch from Emma a crescendo that threatened to drown her in sensation. Harper had always been drawn to the wild, untamed spirit of motorcycles. It symbolized freedom, adventure, and a life less ordinary. Much like the woman who sat astride one right outside her garage. For years, Harper had found solace in working on engines, the rhythmic hum of machinery a comforting constant in her life. But it wasn't until Emma had wheeled her Harley-Davidson into Harper's life that the garage, the bikes, the very essence of this world had transformed into something more, something electric and charged with anticipation. Each night when Emma came over, it was like a jolt of pure adrenaline straight to the heart. Harper's grease-stained hands trembled slightly as she reached for the toolbox, her mind a jumble of anticipation and nerves. This wasn't just a routine bike repair. No, tonight the air crackled with a different kind of energy. The tools glistened under the garage lights, as if mirroring the nervous sparkle in Harper's eyes. The soft thud of Emma's boots on the concrete floor echoed in the vast space, each step bringing Harper's heart to her throat. As Emma approached, the familiar scent of leather and engine oil enveloping her like a second skin, the girl's dark hair was pulled back, revealing a delicate silver necklace that Harper had never noticed before. A stray strand escaped, framing a face flushed with the exertion of riding. Emma ran a hand through her hair, tucking the errant lock behind her ear. The gesture was innocent, yet Harper's breath hit. In the quiet hum of the garage, all Harper could hear was the hammering of her own heart. Was it the soft clink of a wrench on metal? Was it the scrape of a tool across the workbench? Or was it the whisper possibility that danced on the edge of their unspoken desires? With shaking hands, Harper held out a mug of steaming coffee to Emma. The steam rising carried with it the aroma of fresh brew, momentarily masking the metallic temps of oil and gasoline that clung to the air. Emma's gaze met Harper's, and for a fleeting moment, the world outside the garage ceased to exist. Time stood still, suspended between the whirr of the ceiling fan and the soft glow of the fluorescent lights. Words failed them, leaving only the intensity of their unspoken feelings hanging in the air. Harper knew it was now or never. If she didn't speak, if she didn't give voice to the whirlwind of emotions that had become her reality, then this moment, this connection would slip through her fingers like grains of sand. She took a deep breath, the scent of coffee grounding her amidst the chaos of her racing thoughts. Her voice, when it came, was a mere whisper, yet it carried the weight of unspoken emotions that had been thundering in her chest for far too long. "Emma," she began, her voice catching slightly, "there's something I need to tell you, something I need to say." The garage seemed to hold its breath, every tool, every speck of dust suspended in anticipation. Emma's brow furrowed slightly, concern etched on her face. "What is it, Harper?" she asked, her voice a soothing balm to Harper's frayed nerves. I need you to know that what we have, it's not just friendship," Harper blurted out, the words tumbling over each other in her rush to confess. Emma's eyes widened, mirroring the shock that reverberated through Harper's own being. For a heartbeat, there was only silence, heavy and expectant, broken only by the distant rumble of traffic. Then a slow smile spread across Emma's face, transforming her features, electrifying the air between them. "I think I knew already," Emma said, her voice barely above a whisper, and as the pieces of Harper's carefully constructed composure crumbled around her, she leaned forward, closing the distance between them, bridging the gap with a tenderness that sent shivers down Harper's spine. Their lips met in a dance of unspoken emotions, years of longing and desire compressed into a single, perfect moment. The garage faded away, its boundaries dissolving into the background as Harper lost herself in the warmth of Emma's embrace. The taste of sweet peppermint and engine oil mingled on her lips, a unique flavor that was uniquely theirs. In that enclosed space, surrounded by the ghosts of grease and gasoline, Harper's world shifted on its axis. The hum of the garage morphed into a symphony, the squeak of a pedal, the whir of a fan, the soft clink of tools becoming a harmonious chorus celebrating their union. The air itself crackled with the energy of their combined passions, the zest of life, the thrill of speed, the allure of motorcycles resonating between them, binding them together in a shared love that defied definition. Their love story wasn't written in grand gestures or sweeping romances. It was etched in the grease-stained pages of a life lived on two wheels. It bloomed in the shared glances, the knowing smiles, the unspoken understanding that had been their silent companion for so long. Harper leaned against her bike, the cold metal a stark contrast to the warmth that bloomed in her chest. Beside her, Emma mirrored her stance, her arm brushing against Harper's, sending a delightful shiver down her spine. The silence between them was comfortable, punctuated only by the murmur of passing traffic and the distant rumble of motorcycles. The garage, with its faint scent of oil and gasoline, had become their sanctuary, a testament to their love story that was just beginning. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the garage floor, Harper turned to Emma, her heart overflowing with a love as boundless as the open road. In that moment, she knew their journey together, like the twists and turns of a winding highway, promised adventures, challenges, and a love that would only grow stronger with time.